Hey guys, welcome to WP Beginner and thanks for watching. In this video, I'm going to walk you through step by step how to set up your own wedding website. We're going to cover all the things that you see here. This will be the final site, but you can customize yours however you want. Once you get the knack of it, you'll be a pro at it. But I'm going to walk you through how to set up the logo here, the menu items here. I'm going to show you how you can add photos without needing to use Photoshop. You'll also set up a beautiful gallery for your site for friends and family to see your pictures. Everything that you see here, you can customize it to your own desire. The best thing about this is I'm going to show you how to do all this and you won't need to know any lines of code. So if you're ready, we'll quickly go over what we're going to cover today. First thing you have to do when you set up a new website is you need to set up hosting. Hosting is the server that a company has where you put all your files for your website on, and then it can be shown all around the world. Anybody can access it. Usually hosting won't cost any more than maybe $10 a month. The next thing you want to do is we have to set up a domain name. A domain name is the address that you give everybody to access your website. It's like this one here. So a domain name costs about $13 a year that you'll have to worry about. The next step we'll look at is we'll install WordPress. And WordPress is used by millions of sites. Sites like CNN, ESPN, celebrities like Katy Perry and Jay-Z. So it's a very well-known platform to use. And the beauty about using WordPress is you can create a beautiful website without needing to know any code. Once we install the website, then we need to install your theme. The theme is what makes your site look like it does. It gives it the design, the font, the colors, and everything like that. So we're going to install a theme. And again, that will be free as well. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually create the site. You're going to add your logo. You're going to add your pages, your photos, the menu item. Everything that you see here, you're going to be able to add with no problem. When you're done with all of that, you'll have a beautiful website to share with your family and friends about your wonderful day. So a lot of times people, when they look at this, they wonder, well, how much is this going to cost? And of course it would cost, $3,000 to $5,000 if you had a professional working on it. But as we go through this, and I'm going to walk you step by step with no steps skipped, it's not going to cost you thousands of dollars. Instead, it'll cost you more like around $25 to get started. So if you're ready, let's get started. All right, the first thing we want to do to get our site set up is we need to go ahead and set up our hosting and our domain name. Luckily, HostGator is a hosting company that can let us do both of those together. So we're going to open up a new tab and we're going to type in www.hostgator.com and you'll see all these hosting packages to choose from. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the different hosting to go through. These are the three main ones, and I'll tell you the difference between them. The Hatchling plan is a great plan to get started. The difference between the Hatchling plan and, say, the Baby plan is it allows only a single domain. So only the website like ijustloveyou.net will be able to go on there. With the Baby plan, you can get unlimited domains added to the hosting site. And then obviously with the Business plan, you have a little bit more functionality for it. With us just getting started, I recommend the Hatchling plan, so we're going to click Sign Up Now. Once you click on the Hatchling plan, you'll see down here, they already want you to sign up for 36 months, and they're going to give you a 30% discount. Even at 1 month, they're going to give you a 20% discount, and that's not bad. But since we've been with HostGator for so long, we're able to get you a bigger discount. They've agreed to give a 57% discount for our readers, so that's a much bigger deal. And what you want to do is come all the way down here, take out the snappy code and put in WP Beginner. And once you click validate, you'll see that that price drops almost by $80. And then I'll even show you how you can get that down even further. So after you use our code, then you want to go up here, enter your domain name that you want to use. As you're going through there, go ahead and uncheck the add domain privacy. You don't need that. And now as you look up here, you're getting 36 months at 57% off just by using our WP Beginner code. And that drops it down to $2.99 a month instead of what it used to be at $4.99. Even at a month, it used to be $8.49 and now it's like $5.48. And you can choose to select for a month or 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. For me, picking 12 months would be ideal since I'm going to have this for a while. But if you want, you can go ahead and just choose 1 month to start out with. We're going to scroll down here. You'll want to fill out your billing information. As you keep on scrolling down, there's some things you want to uncheck. The secure thing, there are ways to do that in WordPress. The same with the backup. WordPress has some great alternatives that you can use. Now remember earlier when I told you that you could get everything for $25 or less? Well, if you look down here, you see that you're actually going to get it all for the $11.46, which is much cheaper than the $25. And that's just by using the WP Beginner code. All right, once you're done signing up, you want to go and check your email because you're going to get something like this. Thank you for your order from HostGator, and then you'll have your information on how to log in. So I'm going to copy that and click on there and add my info and my address, and you should be able to log in. All right, now that we're logged in, we can close out all of this. We can say, don't show me this again. And we want to scroll down. We're looking for a way to install WordPress. So we want to go to the quick install. And we want to install WordPress. So I'm going to click on that. And we want to just install it. So it's going to go through and it'll ask us some information. We want to install it on the website that we chose. And add your You want to add your admin email. That's where all information about your site will go. You can do your blog title here. You want to do your admin user that you're going to use to log in to your site. You'll want to remember all of that. And then you can add your first and last name here. And then click install. That's going to go in and try and get you to buy some things. We're going to say no, and we're waiting for the installation to finish up here. Okay, now we see that it's done. You can click on view credentials, and that's how we will access the website. That's the username and the password that we'll need, as well as the admin area to log into our site. So now let's go in and set up our site with themes and all the information that we need. All right, so you're going to want to put this somewhere for safekeeping. What I'm going to do is copy this password. That way when I click on this, it'll open in a new menu or a new tab. I'll type in, we're logging in to the back end of our website. And you can even say remember me so you don't have to do it that often. So I'll log in. First thing I want to do is I want to get some stuff cleaned up. So I'm going to go into my plugins area. And I'm going to deactivate and uninstall all of this. These are just plugins that the hosting company adds down here. They add to help you get set up. These two automatically will come with a WordPress installation, but we don't need these. So we're going to delete them. Akismet I usually keep, and you can keep that if you want. It helps protect you against spam, but you'll have to set it up. So we're going to delete those. All right, since we do have it set up, I'm going to go ahead and show you what the site looks like. It's very bare, so keep that in mind. We're going to take that from looking like this to a beautiful website for you. So I'm going to close out of that. I'm going to get rid of some of this. All right, so now that we've done all of that, let's take a look and see what all we've done so far. So we've set up our hosting. That's done. We got our domain name that we wanted. We've installed WordPress, and now it's time to add a wedding theme and our information and our photos. So that's the fun stuff. So we can go to themes. You can do this multiple ways. There are a ton of paid themes out there. If you want to find a paid theme for you, then you can go and search for those. These are the themes that are currently set up on our website. This is the one that is currently active, but we want to add a new one, so we're going to go add new, and I'm going to search for wedding. And when I do that, it should automatically start bringing back wedding style themes for me. And since these are all in what's called the WordPress repository, they are okay to use. There's no behind the scenes code that might mess up your site. And I've been looking, and I actually kind of like this one. So I'm going to install the match theme, and I'll work off of it from there. We're going to go ahead and activate it. And we'll visit the site just to show you what it changed. See, just by doing that, it's made it 100% better. We just need to add our own information to make it look just like we need. So that's what we'll do. One of the first things I want to do is I want to go down to settings and permalinks, because right now it's set to show it like that with the date and time, day and name, and that's okay. You can keep it like that if you want. Honestly, I like just having just the post name. That's just the title of the page or the title of the blog post there. And that's what I usually use. So I'm going to save changes. And now we'll go into appearance. And we'll customize it. This will open up a little customizer where when you're making changes over here, it'll show you in real time over here what it's looking like. So we'll just go through all of these. For site title, that's up here, and then the tagline's down here. A lot of people will put their name. Things like that. Under site icon, that's this little guy up here, and you can change that here. So you want to have whatever images you need in a folder. That's what we were talking about earlier. All right, so I'm going to find a photo that I want to use, and it could be an icon type thing or it can be an image. I'm going to use this heart. You want it to at least be 512 by 512. And we'll select that. This is what it will look like up in the little tab area. And if you have it as an app icon, that's what it will look like. So from here you can actually crop it even more. I'm going to leave it like that. We'll say crop. Yep. And now you can see it up here. It's showing. Now so far, everything is just a preview. Nothing will actually change the website until we hit save and publish. But I do like that. So we're going to go back. Because we're done with site identity, now we can go through the others down here. So we'll take a look at colors. And for here, this is where you can select a different background color. If you know, and you see how it's turning just like that. If you know the color number that you want to use, you can type that in up here already. If you want something that's a little more universal for you too, then there you go. All right, now we got to go to the header image, and that is, it's currently this thing right here, which is very muted header image. You can barely see it, but if you hide it, see how that, now there's nothing there. And if you add that back, and you'll see that. I'll show you what it will look like if you choose something like this as the header. There you go. And then we want to go back to colors because that seems a bit dark. I want to go more of a pastel or a lighter color. Again, if you know the colors that you want to use, then that'll make this easier. I'm just kind of picking from eyeball. You can also do a background image. And that will go, you can choose to repeat it, or it'll tile all the way through, so every time you scroll down, it'll tile through. If you have one that you like, you can play with that. I actually want to just keep it as a header, so I'm going to say no background image for me. For menus, that's these items up here, and we're actually going to deal with that later. Same with the widgets and the static front page. Right now what it's doing is WordPress is just pulling in the sample content. So it's pulling in like all the blog posts. You can either have your front page pull in blog posts, or you can set up a static front page, say your home page, that maybe tells the story of how you met and whatnot. So we'll probably do that by itself as well. So I'm happy with what this looks like so far, so I'm going to click Save and Publish. And now we'll exit out of that. And we'll go back up to the dashboard just as a starting place. I like to have a little starting place. So what have we done so far? Let's take a look at the site. I like to look at it every so often just to see what does it really look like. Since we're logged in, you see this toolbar up here, but people who are not logged in, they won't see that, so you don't have to worry about that. It's just an easy way to get back to the admin area when you're looking on the page. All right, so that's a little bit of what it looks like. So let's make some changes. We'll change the menu. We'll remove all of these widgets and do some other stuff. All right, one of the first things I want to do, I'm going to go ahead and just start creating new pages. I'm going to get rid of my sample page. And I'm just going to start adding them. We can add the content later, but for right now we kind of want just the structure of it to look good. So I'm going to do blog. And up here we can add new. So we can go through this quickly. And click Publish. Do RSVP, because we want people to RSVP. And click Publish. Maybe add a page for a ceremony. Publish. Let's see some other ideas too. Add a new for registry. And contact. And we'll do one more. Called guest book. And click Publish. All right, now that we've made all of the pages, we need to go in and set up the menu. So we'll go into Appearance, Menus, and we'll set up the menu. Okay, By default, it's kind of created this menu 1 for us, and it's added all the pages that we've created over here. So you would just want to, if you like the way it is, you can do that, or if you want to move them around, you can. I'm clicking and dragging, so I'm left clicking and dragging all of this. So to get all of them to look how I want it. Once I'm happy with that, you can even change it main if you want. And we're going to click create menu. And that's our new menu item. But now we need to tell it where to go. So we're going to go under manage locations. And we only have one menu area. If you're working with a different theme, this might look different. But since there's only one menu area, we're just going to pick that one and click Save Changes. All right, now that we've created the menu, I want to go and see what it all looks like. And I like that. I like that look. So that's looking pretty good. And I told you about the front page, how it's just bringing in all the blog posts and all of that. Let's go and change that to, we want it to be, it's called a static front page. So we want to go to Settings, Reading. You see how it's showing your latest. And we're saying, no, let's do a static page. And for the front page, let's direct it to our story, right? Tell them how we met. And then for the post page or the blog page, we're going to use blog. Here you can show how many posts to show on the blog at one time before you have to start clicking on next or, the page numbers. And it'll show the full text. You can also just show summary where they have to then click on each blog post. So let's do summary to make the page a little bit shorter, and we'll save changes. Right now when we go and click on refresh, it's only going to show our story. Now I don't have anything in that story page right now. And then if I click on blog, it'll show that Hello World sample blog post. Click on home, and it goes back to our story. So that looks good. Now each theme is a little bit different, so I'm actually going to go into our story page, and I want to see if there is, some themes have a type for the front page, either to show no sidebar or whatever. It looks like this one doesn't have that, so we're not going to worry about it. But I'm going to go into Appearance, Widgets, and these are all the main sidebars that we're seeing over here. So we want to clean that up a little. I'm going to just remove everything right now, and then later on we'll see what we need over there. But that's going to clean up the sidebar. All right, we'll work on widgets a little bit more later. The next thing I want to work on though now is adding our information, which means adding our images and, the storyline and things like that. So open up this folder. So we want to upload these images to our website, and hopefully you'll have all of your images in one location. But I want to show you some things here. You want to do a little bit of maintenance on the images first before we upload them. So I have this image selected, and if you see down here, this one image is already pretty large. It's over 2 meg. And if you looked at all of them, basically, just a handful of images, 11 of them, it's over 26 meg. If I uploaded all of these like this and used it on my site, it would severely slow down my site and basically make it not work for anyone. They would leave the site before they even got to see it all. So you want to do a little bit of maintenance on your images before you upload them. You can use something like, this is Photoshop. If you have access to Photoshop, or if you're having a photographer do all of the images for you, ask them to give them to you in a format that is friendly for the website. And I'm going to show you real quick if you do have Photoshop, or you can do the free There's a free open source application called GIMP that does a lot of the same stuff that you could use as well. And this is that 2 point whatever meg image that I had. So you want to do a couple of things. You can go into image size, and you really don't need anything larger than, say, 10 by 24 width, probably, depending on your theme. So I'm going to do that. And then I'll make it bigger again. So that'll help with the image size. The other thing, if you're in Photoshop or GIMP, is you also want to save it for the web. So when I click on that, you see down here, this is the current size under medium, and that's much better than 2 meg. So it's 65K, way better than 2 meg, and you can even play with low, and that brings it down even more. But I think medium would be best. JPEG would be your better option, and you do that. So you want to do that to all of them before you upload them. If you don't have Photoshop, or you don't want to play around with Photoshop, or say you forget, we're going to get into plugins now. And there is a plugin that you can add that will automatically adjust the image sizes for all of your images as you upload them. So you want to install I Am Sanity, and what it does is it's a plugin that will automatically adjust your images for you. So I just installed it, and now I see it here. You can see that with the blue it's activated. So I'm going to go to settings now, and as it says, it automatically resizes all the huge images. So we're going to do that. You can pick the default, what size you want them to be. If you're on a page or a post, you can upload them directly from there, or we can also do it from the media library. For me, I think 2048 is a little much, so I'm going to bring it down to half of that. And the JPEG image quality, it's like 90%. You can even go further down. And JPEG is really good for doing that for your images without losing quality on the site. So we're going to save changes. Now when I upload the images, it'll shrink them down to a manageable size. So you want to make sure that you do that for your site as well. And the plugin that we used is called I Am Sanity. And you can just go to Plugins, Add New, and you can search for I Am Sanity, and it'll bring it back here. Okay, so make sure you do that before you upload all your pictures. All right, now that we have all that installed, let's go to Media, Library. And if you already have all your images in a location, we can go ahead and upload all of them, have them up there so that we can use. So you can either click Select File, and then go to your computer. Since I have this already open, you can also highlight all your images and drag and drop them. So I'm going to do that. You see it's going to copy 11 of them. Now you might be wondering, why are there 3 of these? It's because I uploaded it 3 times for the heading and the background and that top area right there on the website. So it has 3 different versions of that same image for me right there. You'll also want to get whatever information you have, like your story, how you two got together. All right, now that they're all done, we're going to work on the Our Story page. So I'm going to go to All Pages, scroll down and find Our Story. This is also the home page for your site. So we're going to, this is where you want to add your storyline of how you met. Just going to put some information there. And from here, this is where I want to add media. So I add. We've already uploaded them all, so we can pick which image we want to use. You see it's down here. We can choose the size. Let's do large. Let's do full size. I'll just play with that for yourself. Okay. So notice I was able to add the picture straight from the page, so that's good. And with that, I'm going to update it. And there's the storyline. So that looks better already. Now with any wedding site, you probably have a lot of photos that you want to share. A great way to share them will be in a gallery type format, where you have them all in a beautiful gallery so people can look through them, right? The best way to do that, it's another plugin we're going to use. So I'm going to go to plugins, and we're looking for, we want to go to add new first. And we're looking for Envira Gallery. Now there is an Envira Gallery Lite, and there's also, I'll take you to it, there's also the full-blown version of it. You can use the Lite, and it'll do some great galleries for your site. There's a couple of reasons why I think that you should probably go ahead and get the upgraded version, and a couple of them are, so if you're doing a wedding, you probably have a ton of people that are probably going to be taking photos and probably adding it to Instagram, right? Or you'll have your photographer doing the photos for you, and maybe he or she will share it with you, say on Dropbox. Well, with Envira Gallery, with the full version, it has an Instagram add-on. So any photos that you like on Instagram, you can create a gallery that'll automatically bring all of those photos in. So that's a great way to have like crowdsourcing of everybody taking pictures of your wedding and then sharing it. And then as you go in and like all the pictures, all of those will come into your wedding gallery on your website. So much easier than trying to get them all from everybody and things like that. Same thing with your photographer. They can share them with you, either share it in a Dropbox and you automatically add that Dropbox as a gallery. All those pictures will come in and then you can work on them from there, decide if you don't want a picture to show on there or what have you. You could also, if they give it to you like on a jump drive, there's a zip importer. So it'll automatically import all the images right there for you. So those will help out immensely on time, saving you time and headache. So because of that, I'm going to go ahead and show you the full version, and I think that it'll be well worth your time in getting it. And you can see that it's Instagram and Dropbox. They're under the silver. Depend on whatever you want. I think the gold is the best deal for you. So just go in and get that, and then I'm going to show you how to upload it and share your photo. All right, I went in and got the gold. And don't forget, when you go, check out WP Beginner first, because they actually have a coupon code for Envira Gallery. So whatever you get a percentage off when you go and get your plugin. So now we need to download the plugin from the website, and we need to go ahead and install it. We just need to download the original one. Okay. And I'm going to go back to plugins. Now, since we're installing it from our desktop, it'll be a little bit different. We actually want to go up here and click Upload Plugin. And you can either choose it, since I have it down here, I can left click and drag it. You see it's showing that, and we'll install now. All right, now that's installed, I want to activate it. And you'll see a little warning here that says you don't have your license key. So I'm going to click on that. And it takes me to the Envira Gallery settings. I need to go back to my profile. Get my license key. And add it here and verify. All right. Now that we did that, we can go to add-ons. We can click refresh add-ons, and I'll show you a couple of the best ones that I like that I think we'll want to use. For our wedding site, we'll want to do an albums add-on. And so I'm going to install and I'm going to activate. We're going to do Dropbox for when the photographer sends us a link to it. Gallery themes, that gives you different themes to choose from for your gallery on your site, and you'll see what that looks like in a minute. The Instagram, my favorite. And if you are a wedding photographer, this is actually great for you for sharing password protected information, image proofing, and whatnot. You can do a slideshow add-on. We'll see what that looks like. You want to share all your stuff, right? So do that. I like the standalone. That means you don't have to add it to any page or post. Videos add-on. That's great. If you have a videographer or if people have taken video of this, you can upload it to YouTube or Vimeo or Wistia, and it'll be a gallery here as well. And if you get all your photos in a zip file, then you'll need that as well. All right, so now that we have some of that stuff set up, let's go ahead and create our first gallery. So I'm going to click Add New. And from here, since we already uploaded them, I'm going to just click here to insert from other image sources and choose the ones that I want. Let's see. All right. And I want to insert into the gallery. And if you scroll down, you'll see that it's all down here. Now, this is kind of the layout of the gallery. So if I want to adjust it to kind of tell a story, then you'll want to move them around like this. You can move them however you want to make the gallery look exactly how you want. Then we can go under configuration, and this is the column layout. I like 3 across. The gallery theme, remember we added the gallery theme add-on, so now we have these to choose from. I'm going to try sleek. There's all these other things you can do. It's a little bit more technical. By and large, that's about all we need for that. If you want to do the social sharing, you can enable it here and then decide which social buttons to show. Also to show where you want them to go. You might want that, you might not. The lightbox, that's when you click on an image and it pops up into a lightbox gallery. We'll also choose sleek for that. And the arrows if you want, where you want them to go. And like that. I'm going to go to slideshow. If people want to view it as a slideshow, they can just click on it and it'll autoplay. And then videos, we're not doing any videos with this one. That'll be for its own gallery. And anything else I've missed? Those are the main things. So let's go ahead and click publish. All right. Weird. So I'm going to copy this shortcode in case I need to put it in a page or a post. But we can also click on our life and you see it all right here. And I love how it kind of puts it all together in a grid style. You see the social sharing. I still haven't set up the share part, but that's there. And now, because we did start slideshow, you can have the slideshow go. You can adjust the timing of the slideshow as well, and things like that. I'm going to pause it and just show you. You also have the next arrows that you can adjust. It's just beautiful. A couple of things that we can do with that. Let's go ahead and edit that. I'm going to go back to settings, add on. I want it to show full screen. So we're going to install that and activate it. And then let's go back to Environment Gallery. I want to edit my gallery. And down here I want to enable full screen view. So how awesome will that look? So I need to click update. And we can click back on. And now we've got this little arrow here. And it just kind of takes over the whole page. You don't see it all, but yeah, it takes over the whole page. It looks really good. So I'm going to exit out of that. So that's how to create just a regular gallery with, say, the images that you already have, right? I already told you also about the Instagram. So let me show you that. So let's go under New Gallery. Maybe you can just say from our friends. I don't know. And click Instagram. And we have to authenticate with our Instagram. Okay, so it's going to take me over here. It should remember me. We'll see if it does. Okay, so it's authenticated me. You'll likely get a pop-up that says, you know, allow. Didn't need to do that. So now we need to go back in and click add new. And now let's click Instagram and add that again from our friends. This is how you can do it. You can either ask your friends to, you know, create a tag, create a hashtag, and you either pull those in from there. It can get a little dicey because you just don't know if somebody else is going to create a tag and it comes in on its own, or do photos that I've liked. So as everybody's gone through the day, if you have a little bit of downtime, you see what everybody's photos of the wedding, then you can click photos that I like, and those will automatically come in. You can choose how many to bring in. I mean, it's a wedding, so you're probably going to want in the hundreds, but just for now, I'm just going to leave that. You can allow it to link to photos of the original location on Instagram. So that means if somebody sees that, they click on it, it'll take them to Instagram, but it'll move them away from your website. So decide on that. Let's see. Okay. So that looks good. And then under config, you know, again, the same thing. And then we can try a different gallery theme just to show you what some of those look like. You can also do the light box. We can try a different light box. There's a lot of technical stuff here too. And that's all I'm going to do for that. So we'll hit publish. And if you wanted to put this in a page somewhere, or here's your direct link. So click from our friends. Obviously, what I've liked will be different. Yours will come in. From all of your family and friends, but these are coming in from Instagram. And you see This is the information down here of what it is, the details of the picture. So yours will be of your wedding or your wedding weekend, and how awesome is that? So that's automatically pulling in from Instagram. Nothing that you had to do. All you have to do is go into Instagram and like those pictures from your friends and family. And that's just awesome. All right, so, we created those, but let's go ahead and create a page to pull all of that in. So you can either look at them you can either look at them separately, or from within each page or post, you can add a gallery. So you can add this one, and then go down to a couple of lines and add the other one from our friends. You can add your information like that once you click publish, and then look at the page. And then when you scroll down, you've got this one that you've added. You've got this one. You see what I'm saying? And like when the photographer sends you theirs, then you can add that one from Dropbox, and just have nothing but just beautiful, beautiful images to share with everybody. So there's some major power with the Enviro Gallery, and I think you'll really like that to make your whole website, even better. All right, so I'll stop geeking out about that. One thing I will do, since we created this new page, let's go to Appearance, and we want to add that to our menu. We don't have that on there because we didn't create that earlier. So let's go find that. And I'm going to add that to the menu. And it's down here. We need to click Save Menu. And click on there, and boom, there's our new menu item. All right, we've added our pictures. We've also added a plugin that will handle how large the pictures are. Added a couple more pages to the menu. So let's look at a way to let people RSVP. We're going to add a contact form. So we're going to go back to plugins, go add new, and for the contact form, we're going to use Contact Form 7. It's a free plugin. There are plenty of paid plugins that you can use, but this one works really well. And so we'll just install it. And then we want to activate it as well. And then we'll see it here. You can either go to Settings here, or go up here to Contact Forms. So let's take a look and see what we have so far. By default, they'll usually create one for you. We can edit that one, or take a look at it and see what it looks like. All right, so basically it's your name, email, the subject, your message, and then the send. That's actually a good one. We're going to use that one for just the regular Contact Us page. So you need to highlight and copy all of that. It's basically a short code that we'll want to paste into the page. Before we go, you want to make sure that this is filled out to the email address that you want it to go to. And this from comes from the form, your email, and your name. So all that's pulling in from there. And the subject comes from the subject and the message as well. So you just want to make sure that this is coming to the correct email address that needs to come to. Otherwise, everything else will work just fine. So now that I've copied that, we're going to go to Pages, All Pages, and we're going to put that in the Contact one. We'll update that. And just to show you what it looks like, we'll click on that, scroll down, and perfect. And then there's a little send button there. There's this big, see how there's this big message in the little send button. And you can adjust what any of that says. If you're doing an RSVP or want an RSVP, we're going to add a new one. Choose Add New. I'm going to call it RSVP. And these are all the things that you can choose from. So we want the name, the email. We actually are going to take this out and this out. And for that, we want a drop-down menu. We want it to be required. You can name that whatever. Let's say that's for multiple guests. Let's call it guest, that way we know. And we'll insert tag. So they can choose. Now, because we have that, we need to add a little bit of code. So we're just going to kind of mimic what I see up there. Add a P and put number guests attending. And then we're going to mimic that up here and close it out with the P. Okay. And since you're probably having a dinner or maybe an after party, you might need to know food restrictions or something. So you could add something like that. For that, you could either say, I don't know, if you're doing meat or options, chicken, vegetarian, or whatever other option you might have. Insert that. So then they can choose for that. That type of thing. You want to save it? Then, once we get this, you can right click and copy. We're going to go back into our pages, go to our RSVP page, and paste that in there. And maybe you want to add some information like, we'd love to have you. Something like that. And update it. All right. Take a look at it. You see by default that's there. If you're going to be chicken or vegetarian. So now all that's left is for you to enter, if you want to start doing a blog of the daily activity leading up to the wedding or after the wedding or how everything went, you can go in and click up here and say new post, and do a daily update or a weekly update of how everything's going and just fill all that information out. Share whatever that is. That way when people go to your site and they look at the blog, they can see what the latest is. See? They can comment on it and share it with you, and they can watch everything go. Since this theme, I'll show you. Since this theme does have this side area, and just for this theme, you can't get rid of it. It's the paid version, you can get rid of it, make it a full screen. So this goes all the way across. There's a full version of Match that if you want, then you can do the full, and it shows the full theme across. I'll show you the demo. So you can do a little bit more with it, but we chose not to, just because I think that it's fine how it is, but you can get as fancy as you want. But for that, we can also add a gallery maybe on the side, and it would show a smaller gallery on the side. You could do a custom menu, say create 2 pages about, and maybe have a menu that just has one for her and one for him. And I'll show you what that looks like real quick. Just giving you little ideas of what to do. You know, so maybe Tyler, talk about Tyler, or I'm creating 2 pages, and then I'm going to go into menu and create a new menu. Now go to Appearance, Menus, create new menu. And I don't want to add all of these. I only want to add these 2, right? So I'll add those and save it. All right. I'm not going to put it over here. Instead, I'm going to go back to my widgets area. And I said custom menu. That's the title I'm using. The menu I'm going to use is Us. And then click Save. And now I have 2 widgets on my sidebar area. When I click refresh, very nice. So the smaller version that when you click on it, it brings it up. I like that. And then the about who we are. You can say about Jen, and then it'll open up and tell the story of Jen. And then open up Tyler, tell a story about Tyler. So there's some ways to make this site look really great and to share more information with your friends and family about your special day. So let's just do a real quick recap and see all the things that we've done. So we set up our hosting. We got a domain name, so the website address. We installed WordPress, as well as a wedding theme. We added, now this will be on you. Now that you know how to do all this, you want to add more of that information. We also did some extra things. We added plugins. Some great plugins that we added. My favorite, the Enviro Gallery plugin, right? We did the Insanity for image size, and we did a contact form. So now you're ready to finish it off and share it with the world and show them your wedding site. If you like this video, click on the like button and go ahead and leave us a comment there. We'd love to hear from you. And subscribe to our YouTube channel to get the latest videos.